what did both of you feel when you heard the Prime Minister share his thoughts on the current administration and what he may be willing to do if he has to? He said he wouldn't concede easily, but if it's something that he has to do, he will do. What are your sentiments on that?
I want to jump in on that because there was a moment years ago. I strongly supported this Prime Minister. Before he became the Prime Minister, I strongly supported him. And when he won, I thought, that's my Prime Minister. But then there was a moment in a particular discussion, and I don't want to bring it up now, but when he said something that made him lose me. And I thought, wow, you are not the man that I thought. Wow. But reading these comments this week, reading what he had to say, and so for me, that's guts and that's integrity. Like for me, I felt integrity coming out of this guy. And I say, yeah, it's coming face, but for me, that's what I felt. I felt, I felt renewed hope in him. Yes. And so even though, it's a difficult comment that he was making, but but the fact that he put it in that way and he was open and he was candid, and it's a serious thing that he's saying that if this is what needs to be done, even though it might be detrimental to my government, then that's what my duty tells me that I must do. Yeah. And so he regained a whole lot of my respect with those words.
No hold back, brother. Let it go. Just say it.
Well, when you speak from a perspective that goes back as far as my observation of our process here, I felt that Mr. Barrow's comment was genuine. Mm-hmm. Some people say it was Shakespearean, and perhaps the reason why the reference to Hamlet. Mm-hmm. And some people think he is just a good actor. But I didn't sense that was a performance for the camera. Mm-hmm. I think the subject was going in one direction in regards to questioning the tape and questioning the recording of King and et cetera, et cetera. And then it wasn't out of the blue, but it looked as though a moment was created in that interview. There was a space there for him to really tell you how distraught he is personally. Because here's the man who, his major theme about the PUP in its last days was its corruption, it's corrupt to the very core. And he came basically on a theme that I'm going to distance myself away from that. Maybe he did personally, but certainly he has proven, or it has been proven, that he has not been successful in reining in other ambitious individuals, and I mean ambitious and grabalicious, where they go out utilizing access. And that's what the corruption thing is, It's access to be able to get personal gains. So I think he recognizes that while he has had this characterization of this non-corrupt government, he has now had to face the reality of the corruption. And this is where I think the distraught comes, is that he's saying, look at the other successes that we have been able to achieve. But in the midst of all that, while we may be shining in the Caribbean, and we may be even shining compared to what existed before, nobody is paying attention to that, because they're paying attention to the same thing that I told you would not be here, which is corruption.
I appreciate sort of the input, and it's good to listen and learn. There's some things that in listening to him, I'm thinking to myself, the Prime Minister really seems to appreciate or enjoy the fact that he would say that he is blameless, that as an individual, there's no evidence that I have been corrupted as an individual. Mm-hmm. I'm not impressed with that.
No.
The guy saying a Creole said they are poor as bad as the thief. Mm. Mm-hmm. So if you're the leader and you know, because you went internationally and said, for example, something to this effect, if this government for condone because of the corruption of the lands, from the fact you said that, that means, in my estimation, you know thing. So for you to say that as an individual, you clean, I'm not impressed, brother. I hold you fully responsible for the corruption that's happening in this administration. 2, you not only know, you refuse to deal with the people right away in a serious way to send the message to the rest of your people and not play with for winning and corruption. So, respect to you're my brother, I love you and everything, but me lose confidence in you long time. It's not what you say, it's what you do consistently, brother. And then when you look at what the administration have done, man, please. If one of them do anything in any meaningful way, one of them may have to talk about it. And I respect being asked a question when we look at the unemployment rate, at the cost of living, water bill going up, enough people out there unemployed. Some of the brothers are complaining the part-time job they have, minimum money they're making, not having any social security. Please! People are angry, and they have a right to be. If you are living those realities, if your children are hungry, you don't have money to pay for books to go to school. But I cannot get myself work up the show, the morning, young yet. I'm simply saying that, and still the Prime Minister is not saying, okay, penny you're going, cash you're going. I had to pray for somebody else, just go joke up in a land department, make a call in for that minister to call, and no thing that happen in the media. People go for that man. Because I want to force, because he said he won't do it easily. Then people pressure on the media, make it come to we. Humble this administration that we will not tolerate it, and he'll send a message for future administration that we're no longer going to tolerate it. So I'm not impressed that he's coming forward now. Me, YaYa. Me man up long time and hold everybody accountable. At least then I feel like I got some kind of legacy for left. But he's still saying, I'm not going to do it easily. What he's saying is what we've been saying for several months now. What's taking him so long to see the light as brilliant as he is?